Dear friends, we are gathered here in the sight of God and in the presence of these witnesses to join this man and this woman in God's holy life of matrimony. Marriage is an honorable life, instituted by God in the time of human innocence. It signifies the mystical union between Christ and His church. Jesus Himself affirmed the beauty and significance of marriage with His presence and first miracle at a wedding in Cana of Galilee. Its permanence and sanctity were affirmed by the Apostle Paul, who spoke of marriage with honor. Therefore, this life is not to be entered into lightly nor unadvisedly, but reverently, discreetly, and in the fear of God. 1 Peter chapter 3, verses 8 and 9 says this: Have unity of the Spirit, sympathy and love for each other. Keep a tender heart and a humble mind. Do not return evil for evil or insult for insult, but on the contrary, repay with a blessing. For to this you have been called, so that you might inherit a blessing. Because at its core, marriage is about two people becoming one. And so Peter talks about having a unity in your spirit. It is both a fact and a mystery that in a moment you will make your vows to each other, and from that moment your lives will be so inextricably bound to each other that from now on, every action you take, every word you speak, every decision that you make has power to affect the other. You have power to bring joy or sorrow, to bring hurt, power to give or power to take. You hold the heart of the other in your hand, and so may God give you the wisdom and grace to hold each other gently and with compassion. To know that someone stands beside you and with you, no matter how rough life can become, is no small thing. It's a great blessing. But sympathy and selfishness can't occupy the same space. Godly sympathy requires that we step outside of ourselves and identify with the cares and the problems of our partner. And the mystery of godly sympathy is this: that when we put the other first, we don't lose anything. And in a strange way, out of that sympathy and compassion, we find ourselves able to love and receive love in ways that are deeper than we could have imagined. And may you find that that is true in your life together. There'll be those days when you know in your heart that you love them, but maybe just for the moment you're not sure you like them. Those things happen, but do your best never to take the other one for granted. Don't focus on your partner's faults and forget all their virtues. And when you remember that you're imperfect and can be hard to live with, never lose the capacity to marvel that she chose you and he chose you. You will save yourself a lot of emotional wear and tear by being willing to seek forgiveness and reconciliation, by saying you were sorry and that you were wrong. So be mature enough to reach out to each other in humility and forgiveness and in love. Well, now that Blake and Emma Grace have given themselves to each other by solemn vows, with the joining of hands and the giving and receiving of rings, by the authority vested in me as a minister of the gospel, I pronounce that they are husband and wife. In the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, to those whom God has joined together, let no one come between. And you may kiss your bride. And it's my privilege to present to you Mr. and Mrs. Blake Rodham.
It gives me great privilege and honor to introduce to you Southeast Alabama's newest married couple, Blake Keith Rodham